CSB Talk Sport Business on Talk 100.3. Good afternoon, Lachlan Kitchen and Neil Odger here. We are live across the UAE. 0586861003 is the telephone number. Our next guest is the founder and the managing director of the DPP Group. He is an MBA from the prestigious Faculty of Management Studies. He worked in the Times of India, but the DPP Group has established itself as a leading business-to-business publication house and a knowledge-based creative platform and leading representative company right across Southeast Asia. Here to talk more about many things in regards to aviation and travel is Mr. San Jee. Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon on Talk 100.3.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. Pleasure to be with us.
Well, I mean, Mr. San Jee, first up, the fuel prices have been variable. We saw them surge up and then suddenly there was a dip. But then the talks are on that jet fuel prices are not falling in sync with what's happening with the crude oil. What is the correlation between the two?
Look, it's a very simple situation, if I may say, that it's a demand and supply situation.
Mm-hmm.
For example, the more the demand, the more fuel you would like to have. And don't forget that the airlines today have about 35% of their total cost is fuel cost.
Mm-hmm.
So, today, after 2.5 years, when the flights numbers were down and now suddenly everybody wants to travel, suddenly there's a big demand. So that's what's basically happening at the moment. And what's happening is that the planes which are available at the moment are, some of the old ones they consume more fuel and all that. So that's a big challenge. One more thing I'd like to add to this is, for example, is the same thing. Today, when we're paying taxis, when you take a taxi and all that, you're paying, the costs have really gone up. Simple as that. So that's the fuel cost I will relate to the airline also.
You know, when it comes to, as you said, people travelling again, there has been this demand, this pent-up demand for people to travel and see loved ones, and certainly business travel. But what about cargo travel? How is that going? Is that getting back to the pre-pandemic levels?
We should be, because don't forget what's happened at the moment is a lot of people, the products which were being made kind of situation slowed down during the pandemic. Now suddenly the demand has also gone up over there. So the cargo will be reaching its pre-pandemic levels hopefully by next year. That's how we look at it. And then don't forget, cargo played a very important role for the pharmaceutical industry. We all got our shots because everything was thanks to the cargo industry. So we are indebted to them. I would really say, if you ask me, we all are indebted to the cargo industry, because without them, this would have not been possible. Let's be very honest about it. And yes, they did take a big brunt of the whole thing. But now the airlines have come back. They are kind of getting more aircrafts of the whole thing. So I think that the prices will stabilize once the demand reaches its peak at the moment, because a lot of production was not there. And now that the demand has taken off, you'll find a lot of companies are asking for more things. So it's a sudden surge of demand. That's what has happened.
Right. I mean, if you look at the automobile industry, with what has happened in the recent times and, in last few years, in fact, there has been a little curve going towards the hybrid or the electronic model, electric versions. Do we see something like that coming through for the aviation industry as well? Or it's a long shot and, the flights would still be consuming jet fuel?
Okay, let me put it, it's really a long shot. It's not going to happen maybe in the next 10, 15 years or so. So, yes, we would like it to happen. We love the electric cars, but it has its own limitations that you can only do so much on a charge and all that. Mm-hmm. And when it comes to aviation, you can't run a plane on a battery for 18 hours or 12 hours. That's not happening, not in our lifetime, I'd say. But yes, new alternatives are in the process. This is good news we are hearing at the moment. But for that to fructify and come on to become a reality on the aviation part of it, long time to go.
When we're looking at the return of passenger numbers when it comes to travel, do you see any difference between the return from pre-pandemic to post-pandemic of sort of the premium business first class cabins and economy? Like, are you seeing that the business travel is wanting to get back, or are they really aligned in their rates in getting back to the pre-COVID levels?
Well, there's a major shift over here. People suddenly realize that they could just go away with these kind of pandemics anytime. So now, if you ask all the aviation people, their business class fills up first and then the economy, because people like to travel in luxury. They don't mind paying that extra amount of bit.
Right.
That's what basically is happening. So the business travelers are back. The leisure travelers have shifted also to the business class. That's what they want to do. So I think that's where the airlines are feeling the challenge.
Well, I mean, this is amazing, because I was just booking tickets yesterday, and I saw the disparity on a long haul flight, and I was like, no way I'm paying for business, because it was very expensive. But then I know that there are multiple ways to get to it. If one way is if your boss pays for it, or the other way is if your in-laws pay for it. But apart from that, when you have to pay from your pocket, it is difficult to pay for a business class ticket.
No, I know, but business is sure pure luxury. Let's accept it. With the sleeper things in a long haul, you sleep in a bed is something which you come comfortable and you can get back to work the moment you reach there. That's what I look at it. But yes, a lot of people have now realized they just don't want to keep the savings and save for whom. Better to enjoy life. So if nothing is, the pandemic has taught us that it's not money in the bank is wasted. So it's better to enjoy it, make the best use of it. And that's why travel is booming. And most of the people in the Middle East are traveling. You know the price of the tickets. You just yourself. Yep. So that just gives you the answer that why people are traveling so much.
No, it is an extraordinary situation. But you spoke about what has certainly been happening with the business professionals, whether it's travel, whether it's hospitality, and whether it's cargo. Can we see? We're here in Dubai, but we've also noticed there's been a very much a dip when it comes to trade conferences. Dubai for a long time was a hub when it came to people meeting. I know that people want to travel again, but when it comes to business travel, our business is sort of suddenly starting to realise that there is an investment that can be made, because a lot of companies have realised, it's cheaper to just do these conferences on Zoom. We don't have to save money in flying a dozen people in. But are we now understanding that maybe there is value in spending that money and having people meet face to face?
Look, business has to be done. It's a relationship building. Let's face it. I can see you on face to face. You can see me, but at the end of the day, what happens is until we meet and we have a coffee together or a drink together, it's not really going to take forward. It's all business is relationship development. Yeah. And to answer that question of yours about Dubai being a hub kind of situation where the trade fairs used to take place, actually some people took their time to really get out because they were still worried. If you see in the plane, everybody's wearing a mask. Even if you're not allowed, people do carry masks with them because they're a little afraid. They don't want to take any chances. But I think from next year onwards, trade fairs will boom for a simple reason that everybody says, enough, I want to go and meet people. I want to get out of, if I may say, I want to get off my prison. I really need to go there and meet people and do business with them. I know the companies looked at it, hey, this is very good. I'll save money. You don't have to go there. But no, I think now the time is coming where people have realized that face-to-face meetings are extremely important. Relationships are very important because at the end of the day, business, you may say whatever it is, but relationships do make a big difference.
No, definitely. That's a very, very interesting point that you make over here. But, moving away from, like you mentioned that, moving away from your everyday work, everyday, chores that you have to take a break because you hadn't taken a break for the last, two and a half years. From all your experience, would you recommend a place, a destination that one should visit? Or it's a must visit place, one of those top places to go before you die?
You're getting me in a situation I can't recommend one destination, not the other. They'll kill me. But one thing I must tell you, that one thing you must understand, people now today want to travel whenever they have the time to travel.
Right.
Because there's something known as work from home or remote places that is not being accepted. So whenever I'm free, my children are free or the family is available, I'll take a holiday. I'll go there for 10, 15 days. In between for 2 or 3 days, if I have to work, I switch on my laptop, my computer, I do my business and shut it down and then enjoy it. So now I think the world across, the holiday season is 365 days a year. It's not that you need to go after school or colleges or leisure period. That's something which is now here to stay. Especially this remote working works very well. So I think that is going to encourage people to take longer breaks in places where they can spend time with the family and enjoy themselves.
Well, it's great to hear the positivity in your voice in around travel, in around business travel again. Mr. San Jeet, the founder and managing director of the DDP Group. Thank you very much for staying up and joining us here on Talk 100.3.
Thank you. Pleasure meeting all of you. Thank you very much.
We enjoyed it. Thank you very much. So I guess it's great to see that the outlook there is really positive. Well, we know that jet fuel prices not really in sync with the crude oil prices, and that's why we're seeing that even though in this country, the price of petrol has gone down, but the price in flights have gone up. It's great to see, certainly for the impact it has on the economy in Dubai, that travel and business travel is back again.
Well, yes, definitely. Travel is back again. As I said, that was looking to book some tickets, but it actually took me some time to get good flights because the dates that I wanted weren't available because flights were already full.
Yeah.
Again, festive season around December, you need to book in advance. But I tell you, it's a great sight to see, travel is back. People are back in traveling. People are back in their seats. And one thing that hasn't changed, pandemic or no, as soon as the flight lands, people jump off their seats and wait in the queue to jump out of the plane.
Still don't know why they do that. Just sit there. No one's getting out quicker than anyone else. TSB.